Hello, my name is Hannah Robinson, and today for video journal number 1, I will be discussing my results from the career interests and abilities quizzes that we took. So first of all, for the career interest quiz, I was half shocked at my results. I was shocked because the first, I have them in front of me. The first 10 results or so, I would say, all have something to do with fitness, which kind of shocked me. I never really considered that for a career, like a full-time career. I always kind of considered that as like a part-time, so it kind of opened my eyes and made me realize, oh, like there are definitely other like ways that I can cater to my interests, but also have like a really fulfilling job, because my whole life I've always wanted to be a teacher, because I feel like that's a good way to meld my interests with kind of, I have a passion for teaching, and not even necessarily teaching, but just helping people. I've always known that I want to do a job where I have to help people and communicate. I'm a very, very extroverted person, so I've always known that's something that I want to center my job around. But I never really considered being like a fitness instructor, fitness therapist, exercise therapist. Kinesiologist is on here too, which I thought was really interesting and not something that I ever considered. I've never really been great at science, so I kind of ruled out all of those jobs, but I suppose if I got through the schooling, that I actually could definitely see myself flourishing in a position like that, where I'm helping people all day, communicating with people, providing a service. It gives you your top 3 like characteristics, and mine were social, directive, and innovative. Social being number 1 makes a lot of sense to me. I've always been a very social person, very talkative person, very extroverted person, so it would make sense that would translate into my interests and what I will do professionally as a career. Directive makes a lot of sense because as a very extroverted person, I typically tend to take on more initiative and kind of assume a leadership position when I'm placed in groups, and I really enjoy doing that. I feel like I'm a pretty effective communicator, so that makes sense to me too. Innovative is kind of interesting because I do find myself to be a very creative person, but I just didn't see that translating into my results for some reason, but actually it makes a lot of sense. But for the career abilities quiz, I was very, very shocked at my results because almost all of them were in the medical field. I got verbal ability, finger dexterity, and general learning ability, which I suppose makes sense, but I just never, I never connected that with the medical field. I've never placed myself in the medical field because I've just always been very bad at math and science, so I just completely ruled that out. But I suppose that when I think about it, it does make sense in terms of my abilities. Like, I'm a very empathetic person. I work well on the computer, I work well with other people, and I have a passion for helping people, so I do suppose that makes perfect sense when I think about it, but it was just something that I never considered. So I got biological technician, podiatric medicine, clinical medicine, chemical technologist, chiropractor, nurse, dentistry, registered nurse, family physician. Like, the entire list essentially is made up of different professions in the medical field, which honestly really shocked me. But then there is art instructor and teacher, so I suppose that makes sense. I suppose the results of the test were pretty affirming because it makes me kind of confirm that I'm going in the right path and I'm choosing a career for myself that I am really happy with and that I will succeed in, because once again, my goal is to be a teacher, and based on the results, both of the tests told me that being a teacher would be one of the top positions for me. So it was pretty affirming to hear that. It was reassuring. But it was also shocking. It makes me kind of reconsider some of the other options that I had not necessarily considered for myself before, such as the medical field. There was also things like wedding planner and event planner, which I had never considered but would really, really enjoy doing. So honestly, it has really opened my eyes and made me realize that there's just a lot more careers for myself that I would enjoy than what I thought. So it was actually really, really insightful, and I really enjoyed doing this. And yeah.